Yo, what is going on? Thank you so much for tuning into this video. My name is Ryan, aka Arpit, and today we're going to be talking about a game that is currently on sale on the Nintendo eShop for only $2, and that is ATV Drift and Tricks. Now, if you've looked at the eShop within the last couple days, you'll see this game is like the first one on that great deals page. And obviously it's there at the top because of its really good price point. So today we're going to be talking about whether or not it's worth it picking up at the $2 or if you're just chucking that money away. And definitely diving into the nitty gritty of like why this game is normally priced at $35, and I'll definitely share my thoughts on that. So without further ado, let's get into the review. So ATV Drift and Tricks is definitely not your Mario Kart racer by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a racing game that definitely provides something a little bit different than a lot of the other racers you're going to find on the Nintendo Switch. Now, the main part of this game is Season, and in Season, you are going to be competing in different cups. As you win these different cups, you will unlock new characters, and each cup will increase in difficulty. Now, you've actually got two different objectives, and that's where some of the uniqueness comes in to play with this game. Now, obviously, one of the objectives is just to win the cup itself, but they also give you an objective called a style objective, where basically you have to perform a certain amount of tricks and things like that to get an overall score in order to meet the style objective for the entire cup as well. Now, while the concept for this, I think, is definitely different and unique, like I said before, I honestly just found that I could spam a lot of the buttons that you do for tricks, and even when your character isn't performing any of the tricks, it's still counting it because you press the button. And so for me, that sort of disconnected a lot of the unique element in the game, just because it felt like more of just me spamming buttons rather than me actually trying to perform tricks and like land those tricks, if that makes sense. So for me, I didn't love the style objective. Some of you definitely will. But that was definitely something for me that felt a little bit disconnected. Now, like I said before, as you win these different cups, you unlock new tracks and new characters. Now, unfortunately, this is actually where I find for myself sort of a problem with the game, just because as they introduce different tracks, you definitely are unlocking different new areas. But I found later, into the cups and later into the tracks, I was just really doing some of the tracks I had already played on before, just in reverse. So I was just, going the opposite way. And for me, I don't know, it feels a little bit like you're cheated out, and they even named the track differently. And I don't know, it just feels kind of weird to me that they're saying you've unlocked this new track, when in actuality, they didn't change anything. They just have you starting at the same spot, but going the different direction. I don't know. For me, I didn't love that so much. Like I said, you're definitely, you're not like given access right at the beginning to all the different tracks or areas. But I did find as I continued through the game and unlocking new things, that unlocking new things really just meant I was going in reverse in a lot of the tracks. Now, one thing I will say that I do really like is that the different areas feel very different from one another, and definitely unique. And unlocking the characters was another area I found that I wasn't such a fan of. And that's because it'll show you where, each character has its different strengths and weaknesses. Certain characters will be able to accelerate and have a better high speed, while others may turn better and have better handling. But I actually found out that it doesn't depend on the character. It actually just depends on the ATV that you choose. So there's actually no reason to play any different character, which could be good and bad, because if you like one of the characters, way more than the others, you can actually just experiment with different ATVs just to see how you like how different ATVs drive. But for me, I didn't love it so much because I didn't ever find a reason to play the different characters out, because I just figured out I could just change the ATV and it would play totally different. So I didn't love that so much for myself. I could actually see where, if you like a specific character and you want to experiment, then that's actually a good thing. For me, it sort of felt a little bit cheated out again, sort of like with the tracks, where I don't actually unlock new characters. It's really, I'm just unlocking different ATVs that have different skill sets. So while the game definitely has its flaws, I do definitely like the difference of the game. And I actually really like how they encountered sort of the difficulty aspect of the game. You start off beginner, then you get, medium, hard, pro, God, I think is the last one. But I really like how they increase the difficulty, because as you feel like you're getting, a good handle on the controls within the first cup or two, and you feel like you're going to kind of start cruising through these different cups, they definitely increase the difficulty of the AI to make it a lot more challenging. But it also feels sort of on par with how you're progressing in the game as well. So I feel like they balance that out really well. Now, unfortunately, the game is definitely a little bit short. I mean, I unlocked all the cups within a span of about 2 hours. 2 hours, 2.5 hours, somewhere around there. So it's definitely on the short side. But, at $2, that's, when it comes to length, even if you can get a good hour out of a game at $2, I think that's pretty good. But if you're looking at it from a full price aspect, that is definitely way too short to be spending $35 on for sure. Last thing I'll kind of say about the game is just I think some people have some issues with the Switch version. I'm not sure about other versions, but definitely on the Switch version, there were some delays in loading different objects and textures and things like that. Like, you'd literally be passing by like a patch of grass, and the grass finally loads like right as you're passing it. So there's things like that in the game that just feel really unpolished. And like I said, kind of just what I was going along with the length of time with the game. At $2, it's something that you can definitely look past. Definitely don't get suckered into this game for a $35 price tag. A lot of what these developers do on the eShop is they price down their sort of high dollar game down to that $2 mark or somewhere around there really low, where it entices a lot of people to buy it. It then boosts it up on that, bestsellers page on the eShop. And so it'll kind of sit there for a few days, even once the sale is over, to try and get more people to buy it at that full price. So if you're one of those people like looking at this game and it's $35 right now, or honestly anything more than like $5, like, I really wouldn't recommend buying this game. There's too many issues. I don't feel like they add enough in the game to really make it worth your while. I did have some fun in the game, but like, I played it for 2 hours, and I'm honestly never going to play this game ever again. So while it's different and unique and offers different things than other racing games when it comes to doing the tricks and the style points and things like that, it's honestly just not polished enough. It's not long enough. And there's not enough new things to actually really entice you to buy this game at anything more than $5. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. If you guys have played this game, if you guys picked it up on the eShop, and definitely let me know what other games maybe you'd be interested in me checking out for you, because honestly, I'm always looking for new stuff to play. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video, make sure and hit that like button and subscribe if you guys are new here to the channel as well, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.